As soon as they walked in through the gym, I just remember they all went straight to the bleachers.
At first you could tell that they were really, really hesitant.
I think they were totally overwhelmed and hadn't really experienced anything like our craziness in the past.
You know, our entire living center is full of students from all over Alaska, most of them from very small villages.
Alaska, and then it's like right there, like right by the Bering Sea. It's just a rural village.
Living in Nenana right now, out on the Yukon River.
The middle of nowhere.
Culturally, it's very quiet. There's not a lot of verbal expression.
So to have nearly 100 people in one space is quite intimidating.
And most of the kids that were there today, were kind of iffy about it at the beginning.
It was mandatory to come.
And one thing that the Young Americans did was they went and they positioned themselves in the bleachers and sat with the kids, and that's where they performed from.
Basically, there was this kid and his name was Deegan. I saw him kind of sitting on the ground, and there was like a teacher trying to be like, come on, let's go. And he was just like, yeah, singing is not my thing. And I was like, all right, that's fine. And then we went to split off into groups, and he still wasn't really budging. Well, will you at least come see the group with me? I was like, yeah, fine. So we went and found the group, and he literally just stood there the entire time and would not do anything, would not try.
They might have never danced before, never sang before, or...
The only experience I had with singing was in the shower in choir.
The majority of our kids are coming from very, very rough situations.
Jasmine is someone who we're very happy that her family chose to send her here to us.
And she seemed very shy at first, but she was still interested. So she was a little bit reserved with what she said.
Because I'm insecure about my voice. I mean, I haven't practiced that much in front of other people, and I just got really nervous. I'm scared of what people are gonna say about my voice,
and slowly you saw that many of those students that weren't really comfortable going down and being part of the crowd,
They were eventually drawn into it. They're very positive, they're very friendly, and they're very accepting of the kids, and they just kind of scoop them up emotionally as well as physically.
Anybody participating in the workshop just needs to feel comfortable.
Yeah, they just kind of say, be yourself. If you don't know how to do it, just do your own thing. Be happy.
I remember the first day we have the kids do whatever they want in a dance circle, and he was one of the first people out there.
Well, I've actually never sang around other people before, not very much at least, but I have danced quite a bit. That's what I'm really into.
Deegan, I saw him the next morning. I was actually just surprised that he showed up at all. I was kind of like, hey, do you want to go learn this dance? And of course he said, I don't know. And I was just like, okay, so we're gonna go learn this dance.
Hands in his pockets, but once we started, he was like, okay. And then immediately hands would be in his pockets, you know what I mean?
It was kind of half of the dance, but the whole time I was like, oh my God, he is doing the dance. He is turning in circles, he is doing it right now.
I think one great part is the fact that the Young Americans are exactly that, young.
It gives them somebody that's both relatable, but also someone that they are willing to follow.
To draw our students in to say, hey, look, I'm your peer, you're looking into a mirror, look at what you can do, look at how you can succeed, look at what you can become.
Oh, they were all cheering like they really meant it too. These experienced guys tell me, an inexperienced person, that I did good. And I just love that.
A lot of the students that we typically would not expect to participate ended up participating.
So many of our students really confine themselves by being unwilling to take that risk.
My philosophy is just not to stop trying. So even if there's kids that just keep saying, no, I don't want to, I try to figure out why at least,
He just needs somebody by him that's not necessarily talking to him, but that's not gonna leave him.
And they just needed one person to say, you can do this. And that person could make the change from going left to going right.
Of course, music doesn't hurt that kind of experience, and the music is absolutely amazing.
Taking music and using it as a tool to get to the more important stuff in a student.
there's that intangible thing about music that like, you know, just gets into your soul and it like makes you happy or emotional, or
You could say like the music, the dancing just takes you away for a little bit. Like gets your mind off everything else that's going on. You're in a whole different world.
And then before you know it, we're doing the show.
It's like in the show, he dressed as Michael Jackson.
I just want to dance and have fun, do my thing.
Because clearly that's his idol, you know, and most people might think, oh, I would never do that. I'd be so scared of like people making fun of me or something, and he, not at all.
I get to do what I like in front of people, and they like it.
He was so awesome, and he went out there and did his thing and had his jacket on for the opener because that was his solo, you know, and finished up the whole number. And then after that, he was so humble as well and went and took off the jacket and took off the glove, and like he had his time to shine, but then he also blended in and did the show with everybody else.
he did everything. You know, it was still like kind of small, but you could tell that he was like, all right, like I'm doing this right now. And he was running and he was smiling and like, oh my God, he was just like enjoying himself.
I'm one of the stick people.
As a young American chooses who their stick is going to be, who does the sticks with them. They talk about life, but maybe that conversation wouldn't happen if they first weren't learning something together.
She was a little bit of a little hidden gem.
She talked about it to me. She said that like there's a river in front of you and your dream is right there, like across the river, and then you're trying to reach it. And every time I do that, it just reminds me of like you know, I have to like go get my dream. And when I talk to people about my dream, I just feel more motivated to do it. Like, oh, I said I was gonna do this and I'm gonna do it. Like, and it just made me like see it in a way.
I had teachers in Nenana come up after the show with tears in their eyes because of what they saw for the first time, it seemed like, in some students.
Without a doubt, it's one of the best experiences that I've had since I've been here, you know, and I know it is for the kids.
For me, that is one of our biggest payoffs, the switch to be comfortable enough, you know.
I don't think they needed to sing or they needed to dance. I think they needed to feel like they belonged, you know, and this gave them a new opportunity to do that.
It's a great feeling to know that for those 2 days and hopefully longer, that someone's gonna keep smiling and keep going and keep sharing and just know that it's okay to step out of the box that they're in, you know? It was great.
That was just an experience that they needed to have. And, you know, it took the young Americans to do that, to bring that out of them.